Fire is going to be going up against Columbus Crew this weekend, and I'm here to talk to you about it. You're watching Firewatch FC. Get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. As you can see, this is a brand new YouTube channel, so if you can like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at Columbus Crew. Unless you've been living under a rock, they were MLS champions last season, and for good reason. They happen to have probably, most definitely, the best coach in MLS. And of course, that's going to be Wilfried Nancy. He is an incredible coach. He has taken Columbus Crew to championships. It's quite incredible. And for those who don't know, they have been undefeated for quite some time. If we take a look back, in September 20 of 2023, we went up against the Columbus Crew. On that day, we lost 3-0 against Columbus Crew. That's pretty bad. Then you take into account that they got those 3 goals in the first half. That's even worse. Those same 3 goals were done by one guy, making it a hat trick. That's right. Cucho Hernandez got a hat trick in the first half of our matchup. Then we also got a red card on the second half from Shaqiri. That's right. Shaqiri got all pissed and whiny and got himself a red card on an already losing game. How wonderful. Honestly, I think we gave him the confidence to win the entire thing, because since then, it's been 6 months since they lost the game. It's kind of ridiculous. And it's not like if they haven't been playing either, okay? They're included in MLS and on CONCACAF Champions Cup. So they're playing a lot right now and still remain undefeated. Last week on Saturday, they went up against Minnesota, and it was a 1-1 draw. However, that scoreline is very flattering towards Minnesota because Columbus Crew was attacking the entire time. They were never not a threat. Columbus outplayed them every single time, and it was just the Minnesota goalkeeper that was keeping them alive. Then we move on to the next game that just happened on Wednesday, and that was Columbus Crew against the Houston Dynamo. The Houston Dynamo won the Open Cup last year, and Columbus Crew beat them again. They have been remaining undefeated for the last 6 months. And their team hasn't gotten any worse this year. They still have the same heavy hitters as before. Cucho Hernandez is still there. Diego Rossi, their number 10, is still there. Aiden Morris, US Men's National International, is still there. Darlington Nagbe is still there. All the players that were there to make them champions are still there. And now the Fire has to go up against them. So you might be asking yourself, what can the Chicago Fire do? How will we do against them? Again, I want us to win. But just because I want them to win doesn't mean I think they will win. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell you all, I think they're gonna lose. I think we'll be seeing Chicago lose 3-1 against the Columbus Crew. I feel like that's a fair assessment once you take into account that they have the best coach in MLS, very good MLS players, and that they have home field advantage. I think that's pretty reasonable. Personally, on paper, I think our players are perfectly capable of winning this game. But what's making me feel like we won't be able to win this game or even tie the game is the man kind of directing everything, and that's Frank Lopez. After the game against FC Cincinnati, I was kind of flabbergasted to see that lineup. I was incredibly confused to see that formation. I was also confused why we didn't do any substitutions during halftime. So when we take a look at it, Frank didn't really do a whole lot of good coaching against FC Cincinnati, a top contender in this league. I look at the top contender in this league, and I don't really have a whole lot of confidence. But let's say that Frank Lopez does come through with some good tactical genius. You know, he channels in his inner Greek Alexander the Great vibes and really takes it to him. They will then have to contend with Columbus Crew at home. And oh my God, their support in their stadium is massive. A quick history lesson for all of you. At one point, a new owner came into the Crew, and that owner thought that they could do better in a different market, aka Austin. So the owner tried to move the Crew to Austin. Then the Crew supporters started the Save the Crew movement, and going up against the billionaire, the supporters won. There is real love for the Crew. So I'd wager that that's going to play a major factor into the result of this game as well. All I'm trying to say is that the Chicago Fire have the cards stacked against them. And I do want to express that losing to the Crew isn't bad, all right? However, the way you lose to the Crew is bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect us to win, but I also don't expect us to lose terribly. It's not so much that losing against the Crew is bad, it's how you lose against the Crew that's bad. And what I'm trying to say here is that I want the team to kind of be more cohesive in this game. Unlike the last game against FC Cincinnati, where we were kind of all over the place and we didn't really know what we were doing, I want us to look like a proper team against the Columbus Crew. I don't think that's unreasonable to say. The main thing that I would like to see us focus on is get the team used to having Kuipers up front. Someone that's capable of getting goals into the back of the net. Making sure that Acosta, Shaqiri, Brian Gutierrez, and Haile Selassie are giving service to Kuipers. And in good areas too. Not on the wings like we did against FC Cincinnati, but centrally where he's dangerous. That's where we need to give the ball to Kuipers. I really hope that Glopas in this game finds a better way of attacking, that we try to use our strengths against the Columbus Crew. I realize that we don't have all of our starters, but we can still be dangerous if we really want to in a way that we know how to be dangerous. I said this in my last video, but I really want to see us attack centrally because those are our most dangerous players. That's where we have the most quality, in the middle. I understand that we'll be going against tougher opponents, but I need to see those shots on goal skyrocket. I need to see some double digits. No more 5 goals a game. I refuse to sit through a game where the Chicago only let off 5 shots. We need to see more. The Chicago Fire need to focus on providing service to Kuipers, and that's what I want to see. I want us to be attack-minded in this game. Most likely we will lose anyway. So if we lose this game, I won't see it as a failure, honestly. But we need to get those attacking numbers up. But that's just what I think. Now, I'll throw it back to you guys. What do you think is going to happen in this matchup? Do you think Frank Glopas is going to be able to do something special? Do you think he'll attack through the middle like I've been wanting? Or do you think we'll go back to that formation that we used against FC Cincinnati? Do you think another week of training would help that formation? Will Kuipers get his first goal in this game? Will Shaqiri get another red card? Or maybe you thought I had something wrong. Whatever it is, go ahead and sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think. And like always, 97 till forever.